And the fire is so delightful, since we know place to go. Hello, welcome to Side Note. It's your weekly tangent and unfiltered chat with Amber Hannah. And if you're new here, welcome. Grab a brew. Let's have a seat and let's have a fucking chin wag, because it is CHIN WAG'OCLOCK, mate. Here's the tea, because I'm aiming for about 2 chin wag episodes per month. If I'm actually on a roll and I'm doing one every week, bish bash bosh, we have got a CHIN WAG'OCLOCK at least twice a month, right? And in between that, there'll be episodes with either guests, which is something I'm going to get onto, and other topic like self-development, how to be more confident in yourself, all that jazz, if not, basically. So I feel like that is the ideal structure for me right now. So that is what we are going with. Side Note is your weekly tangent on your unfiltered chat. There is always a side note to be discussed, you know what I mean? I feel like the chin wag just allows me just to get into my flow and just chew here with you and just absolutely chat shit. I don't know where it's going to go. I really, really don't. The shite I've come out with on CHIN WAG'OCLOCKs, it's fabulous. And then ideally soon, I am looking at getting a setup to get guests on finally. I've always wanted to obviously have that part to it. What you do realise is that doing a little setup on your own at home, it's kind of not as easy as it looks to actually like the technical side of it when you don't have a studio or a proper setup is hard to manage. Like it, do you know what I mean? I'm in my living room here, you get me? So it is in the works. I'm really excited about it. But for now, I feel like that structure kind of works for me. Side note is for when everything's going right, going wrong, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. And there is always a side note for everybody, part of it, my love. But we do love to chew here. We love to chew here and chat absolute shite. So that is what we're going to do. As always on Side Note, it is the Side Note law. In Side Note Kingdom, we drink tea. We have a cup of tea at the ready and we sit and we chin wag with said cup of tea. What else could be better? Sack off everything else that you're doing and let's sit down and just chat some shit. Do you know what I mean? If you're new here, thanks for staying. And if you're returning, then welcome back. How is everyone? I hope you are all doing absolutely fine and fucking dandy on this fine Wednesday. I feel like I'm on a roll with things at the moment. I'm actually starting to post more often. It is CHIN WAG'OCLOCK, first thing on my list. My cat is molting like fuck. She's throwing up fur balls everywhere, right? I feel for her because we're brushing her. We've got this cracking brush and we're using that on her. And honestly, I could make a rug. I could honestly make a rug. It is actually out of hand how much fur is coming off that cat. Obviously it's summer, it's giving Shed the fur coat vibes, we get it, you know what I mean? It's crazy, there's fur everywhere. You stroke her and it's literally flying around the room. Honestly, it's like, one of them scenes in the film where they punch her or they're having a pillow fight and all the feathers are out everywhere. It's literally like that. It's off its head. That's that. I have actually, if while we're on this though, the brush, I don't even know what it's called, but it's a brush that doesn't look like a brush. Do you get me? I'll have to, if I find it, I'll put it in the episode description because I saw videos of it, right? And I was like, oh my God, we need that brush. And it was like 20 quid. Then my sister went, no, I've already given you that brush. It's at yours. I thought, bloody hell. Shine a light. Yeah, you have. I've got it. So I found it, I digged it out, and it's actually such a good brush. So if I find the link and you've got a pet and you need a cheeky brush, I'll put it in the episode description for you. Do you know what I mean? Now, speaking of other things that I am liking at the minute, what the fuck did I go and do on Dash website? Now, if you've been here before, we all know I love a Dash can. I think they're great. You can have it whenever you want. You don't feel bad for having it. It's a nice drink. It's sparkling water with a touch of fruit, mate. I don't understand who would not want that. I've only gone and ordered 200 Dash cans, right? I had a heavy discount code, and I thought, right. So I ordered the bestseller pack, right? And then I thought, hang on, if it's heavily discounted, like it's like half price. My math was, I'm going to get it twice because I'm then getting 2 for the price of 1. What I'd forgot about and maybe not computed was, in my head, I felt like I was getting 100 Dash cans, which felt like quite a lot. What I miscomputed was in the very fact that I had then ordered it twice, that makes it 200. 192 to be specific. So I now am surrounded by dash cans. I told Harvey, he was like, you've got to be absolutely taking the piss out of me. There is dash everywhere. I've got it coming out my arse. It is covering my gaff. Honestly, Harvey was like, I genuinely think the delivery person would have thought that you own a bar. Like that you're restocking a bar. I've got more than probably a bar would stock. I'm not joking. There is so many cans everywhere. We've had to store them in all sorts of different places. We've got a massive mirror in our living room. We've got them all sneaking behind there. Got them on a shelf somewhere else, on another shelf in another corner. Honest to God, I've got enough to last me a fucking apocalypse, mates. If the apocalypse does hit, don't worry about it. I've got us all covered for a cheeky little dash can. You know what I mean? You can pick whatever flavour you want. Got them coming out my arse. So as we all hoarded bloody toilet roll in lockdown, I've only gone and bloody done it with a dash, and I really have. So that went a bit out of hand, I will tell thee. But, you know, I love, as we know, it is a bit of a problem, but I do like having stock of things. But that is a bit far. I believe I might have crossed the line. I enjoy stocking up my fridge, having multiple of each thing. Yeah, it's tough really because, you know, the bank account does notice Amber's stock intake. Do you get me? I'm not trying to feed a fucking dozen people. It's me and Harvey. Another thing I'm liking while we're on this sort of train, what I've realised is I love caramel things, right? There's these digestive caramel rounds. Oh my God. They're so fit. Like, if you like something with caramel in it, go and get some of them caramel rounds. I bought these caramel rounds the first time last year. When I'm saying caramel rounds, for context, if you've not seen them, they're like caramel chocolate biscuits, right? Chocolate on the top, biscuit on the bottom, caramel in the bloody middle. Mwah. Do you know what I mean? Absolute chef's kiss. Last year, I bought a full pack of caramel rounds. I was staying at Harvey's house over summer because we weren't living together at this point. We just got back from travelling, so we were both kind of floating between the two. And I'd be like, I want some cheeky snacks on the go. Do you know what I mean? Got caramel rounds. And I went upstairs. I'm thinking, I can't wait to dig into my pack of caramel rounds. Nah. Nope. Harvey's dog had other ideas, didn't she? Roxy, the little bugger, I'm not joking, she ate the full pack of caramel rounds like they were fucking Scooby snacks, mate. Like, she was having it on a plate, absolutely loving her life. I was like, you're joking. Fair play, though, because I was about to do exactly the same. I do not blame her whatsoever, do you know what I mean? But serious, I had a shock in my life. The packet had been ransacked. It was empty. Like, she literally feasted on the full pack of caramel rounds, mate. No caramel rounds for me, but they are in the fridge currently, and we do love a caramel round, so up the McVitie's for that. Another caramel thing I like, Cadbury's caramel cake bars and Cadbury's caramel mini rolls. I've noticed this pattern. I do. I actually really gravitate to caramel. I love a bit of cheeky caramel, mate. Oh, caramel nibbles, shit. I fucking love it all. I really, really do love caramel. Anyway, let's leave the caramel there because I think if I say caramel one more time, fucking hell. Do you know what, as well? Actually, while we're on Chin Wag O'Clock, so I keep sitting on the floor because for my little home podcast setup and the technicalities of it, it's a lot easier if I'm sat on the floor. But the disadvantage of it is the pins and needles that I get are absolutely out of hand. Like, the amount of episodes that I'm having to, like, stop mid-record and just, like, lie on the sofa screaming, like, fucking hell, give me mercy, because literally they're going up my legs. Honestly, it's quite debilitating. The pins and needles are dying down, so let's dig into something that is tea from the last Chin Wag O'Clock. So this is so me all over as well, by the way. Like, I literally contradict myself so much, and I'm not sorry about it. I am a walking contradiction, but you just got to own your shit, ain't you, really? So basically, I was literally saying that films ain't my jam. I don't sit and really watch movies. I'm a box set girly. Box set, God, I feel like that's such like an old saying. But no, I'm a series girly, really, and I like that. It helps my brain. I want a series. I want episode 1, 2, 3, 4, like bish, bash, bosh on the go. A film, I find it hard to want to sit when I see it's like 2.5 hours, 3 hour duration. But then when I watch films, I do bloody love them. But you never guess what I went and did after saying that Letterboxd ain't my jam. I don't really watch films. It's not for me. Obviously, I watched bare films straight after it. So we started off with a classic, Shark Tale. Loved it. What I will say is, though, the moral of Shark Tale, Lola ain't it, mate. Lola's fit as fuck, but Lola ain't it. Angie's who you want. Angie is ride or die thing. Lola, she's a snake. I liked the morals behind Shark Tale. I feel like when you watch these as a kid, you don't really fully get the moral behind it. And then when you watch them again as an adult, it's like, right. I get it now. I really do get it. So that was fun to watch a bit of Shark Tale. But then, so there's 2 films. They're called Her and Lost in Translation. Now I want to check in about it because basically, oh my God, I'm so annoying. Harvey has literally asked me. I think he might have brought this up to me the first year we got together. And we've been together like 3.5 years at this point. And I'm like, yeah. Whoa, there's a fucking parrot out. Harvey, there's a parrot out the window. There was a parrot in that tree out of the window. No, I'm not having a laugh. Grey and yellow? Yeah, grey and yellow parrot. It had a really like long tail, you know, like a parrot. A bird of paradise, if you will, yeah? Birds of paradise. So I basically ended up watching Her and Lost in Translation because Harvey brought it up to me that they're 2 of his favourite films and they're both made by directors that used to be married in a relationship in real life. One of them made a film in response to their divorce. One of them made a film also in response to the divorce, but they both did it from the man's and the woman's perspective and how they both fell in the marriage and what came afterwards. So Lost in Translation is very much about like how the woman felt during the marriage. Like she felt really alone, isolated whilst in the marriage. But then Her, which is his perspective, it shows you like the thought processes that go through his mind after they break up. So, and it's more like he's trying to like fill a void. Anyway, I don't know whether people have seen those films, but like, let me know what you think. Which one is your favourite? Do you even rate them? For me, so Lost in Translation is more of an art house film, which is basically the way it's filmed is so immaculate. Like the way it is done is absolutely spot on, but it doesn't really have a plot. It's more like you're just kind of watching what's happening at the time from her perspective. Whereas in Her, it feels like there's more of a plot. But the way, the cinematography and the way it's filmed in Lost in Translation is absolutely amazing. But the plot, and I'd say the film itself with Her is more interesting and also quite current. I won't give it away, but it feels like quite a current thing, really. I don't know, has anyone seen them films? Let me know your thoughts, because I don't really discuss films that much, because as you know from the last Chin WAG'OCLOCK, I was pure slagging it off, mate. I really, really was. I was like, no, not for me. I don't do all this shit. I mostly watch like documentaries and vlogs and stuff like that, and half the time, honestly, God knows, like watching series and stuff, but I don't really gravitate to films naturally. But you know what? Harvey is an absolute slag for a film. He bloody loves a movie. So I know he's dead chuffed now that I will probably watch some more films with him. Yeah, I just thought I'd share those matters with you, because both these Chin WAG'OCLOCKs recently are very, very contradictory, might I add. Let's discuss a more what the fuck serious topic on Kylie Jenner being the new face of the Meta Glasses. The Meta Glasses that are stylized to look a certain way, a certain aesthetic, to put across a certain image that maybe potentially women might potentially like. Shock horror, which is funny because when you strip it back, I think we're all aware about the surveillance and privacy concerns around Meta Glasses and the damage that they've already done. The victims have been filmed with Meta Glasses without consent, and the problems that brings to society, especially for women that are in vulnerable situations, when the Meta Glasses, before Kylie's little face got put on them on the ad campaign, and the Meta Glasses that before Kylie became the face of were actually predominantly purchased and targeted to men. I really think that Meta has done an excellent job at attempting to glamorise surveillance, attempting to glamorise the very fact of purchasing Meta glasses. And let me tell you, please, whether you are a Kylie Jenner fan or you like their appearance or you think it's cool, do not engage with it. It is literally being done by design to glamorise surveillance, to make it normal for nobody to have any privacy. I'm not slating Meta glasses for any and every use, but when they're in the wrong hands and when they're used incorrectly and the dangers that they generally present to your privacy, to your rights, to especially to women, like we all know of the crazy stories that have come out about being filmed with Meta glasses. I was actually filmed with Meta glasses in the gym and it wasn't nice. And the thing is now, they are very much obvious. You know what you're looking for. Like I've looked into them so that I know what I'm looking for. Basically, this guy was in normal work clothes. Again, a bit of an alarm bell, red flag. And he was on a treadmill, not moving, not exercising, just stood on the treadmill, leaning side on where the armrest was on the treadmill, right? And he had his glasses and he was literally, I had my head down. I was sweating buckets, mate. I was on the Stairmaster now. I think we all know how that tale goes. You know what I mean? Like I was sweating. Would I have wanted to be filmed by a complete stranger in that capacity? No, I absolutely wouldn't have done, to be totally honest with you. There's people that in gyms take videos of the workouts, but you can see that they are recording. Like I do vlogs and stuff. I've had my camera out in public, but you can see that I'm recording. You know, I'll always try and be sensitive to other people around me. But the issue, the very, very issue with Meta glasses is the lack of consent or implied consent by the fact that you can observe that someone is filming you. Unless you know what you're looking for with Meta glasses, that is very hard. And it's the deception around that issue that is the problem, right? And this guy, he's staring at me with his glasses. Then he notices me and he's literally, bear in mind, in these work clothes, and then he gets up and goes away. He's not done a workout at all. And then he's sat on his phone in the cafe part of the gym. That made me feel really uncomfortable. And shock horror, all of the controversy come out about women feeling really vulnerable around the use of Meta glasses. And shock horror, Meta come up with a genius idea of getting Kylie Jenner to be the face of it. Mate, it's a no from me. It's not happening. We're literally glamorizing and essentially allowing tools for awful crimes, for a lack of privacy, for constant surveillance without you even knowing it. I know there's cameras left, right and centre out in public wherever you go, but I personally don't feel comfortable that anybody can get the filthy mitts on a pair of them Meta glasses and find out what the fuck they want with it. It's a no from me. It's creepy. I don't want it. Can we stop normalising this level of privacy breach and making people uncomfortable? That is my tea on that. I want to zone in on something else which I saw, which was quite interesting. I did draw on something similar in my last Chin WAG'OCLOCK. I know people like to take a video to capture a moment and remember something and look back on it. But you know, them people that you see, and honestly, I'm like, are your arms not hurting? Like your arm has not come down to take a breath. Your arm must feel like it's hanging off, love. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is becoming more and more normal to the point where people just look like absolute zombies. They are in this moment that they might never get back, but they're looking at the phone the whole time. Listen, I like taking the odd video when I go out, so I'm not slating it completely. But come on, like there's a way to do it. And there was something that happened which I found really, really interesting. It's a few months ago. Basically, Akon did a concert. Akon, classic, mate. Take me fucking back, you know what I mean? 2010 on the Park Bottle of Lambrini, listening to Smack That. Oh my God, take me back, love, take me back. Akon came back around. He's done a cheeky concert or two. And he had this is it like a hamster ball, a see-through ball that he was in. How people used to crowd surf all the time, and he went out into the crowd on said hamster ball. Everyone had phones in their hands, literally recording it. So he fell to the ground in the fucking hamster ball. What does that tell us about the shift? Because Akon, mate, who was popping off way back when, right? Let's chat, maybe like a decade or two ago. Akon was living his life. He could have done that hamster ball and flew out into the crowd with confidence that our Akon was gonna get caught. No, mate. He literally fell to the ground in a fucking big see-through ball, and then the crowd had to pick him up, and people are still around him just filming him on the floor. It's like, do you not get the message? So I just feel like stuff like that does show a little shift in how things are. It's like, come on. Like, I get it. People are filming it like, oh my God, mad. Akon's in a fucking hamster ball, mate. Do you know what as well? Can we just give a quick check-in? I don't even know if it's called a hamster ball. So I really hope I'm making sense. I'm chatting one of them big see-through things. A big see-through ball that he's inside like a hamster. Yeah, total wipeout kind of thing. It's giving total wipeout. He got wiped out straight on the floor, mate. No props. No one was there to catch him, unfortunately. Why? Because they're all sucked into the phone, filming it. I think, come on, give him a break. Akon's trying to bring back a bit of nostalgia, bit of fucking be in the moment ones. No, you just fucking, literally sill it bang one straight to the floor. So I found that a little bit disappointing. What are people's thoughts on that? But then again, it's quite a novelty. You might want to record it, but then if everyone's doing that, right, let's round it off with a side note of the week. Let's all stop chasing instant gratification over a genuine connection with a thing or a person, yeah? We are all programmed to literally nowadays want it. We want it fucking yesterday. It's like, if it's not in front of me within the next 0.3 of a second, I'm off. You know what I mean? We're all guilty of it. When the internet's not loading quick enough, or you're uploading something, you're like, why won't it fucking work, mate? Or, you're waiting for your coffee at the coffee shop and it's just not quick enough. It's not on the ball enough. I'm guilty of it. I am riddled with ADHD. So my impatience sometimes and wanting something at a certain speed is quite appalling, to be quite frank. So I'm just trying to work on this myself. But one question I want to leave you with is, do we chase initial spark over a genuine connection with something? And if that initial spark isn't there, is it then a no, when actually that thing could have just been the best thing since sliced bread for you if you'd have had a bit more patience and waited it out? We instantly look the other way. Again, AI, the speed of AI, you want an answer. Oh my God, you've got it, no probs. But then what does that do to us in our lives with everything? It makes us just it's like this level of impatience that's even worse than it's ever been before. My side note for you would be, let's try and be a little bit more patient. I'm trying to do the same, yeah? Because sometimes, oh my God, I'm lethal with that, me. I really am. But let's be real about it. We all could do with a little bit more cheeky patience, and it's not our fault. The information, the access, the speed at which we get things now. Oh shit, I've completely forgot. We'll have to round off with this and you'll have to let me know. Who else? This Mercury retrograde has had my absolute pants down, mate. And everyone I've spoken to has also felt the weight and the emotional depth of this Mercury retrograde. Mercury has been in retrograde in Cancer throughout July. And holy shit balls, mate. I have really felt it on a lot of levels. I've felt so sensitive, so in my feelings, so questioning everything, just feeling real. I wouldn't say anxious, just feeling a bit reflective and quite emotional and sensitive to things. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what has this Mercury retrograde been doing for you, because it's made me evaluate quite a few things actually. And I've found it helpful in many ways, but in others, oh my God, I've been taking things more personally than normal. It's been a lot. I've been really reflecting on every intricate detail, and that is so Cancer. But sometimes I think, oh, I've not really felt Mercury retrograde this time, but oh my God, I have felt Mercury retrograde this month. Things have felt a little bit out of sync. Or, for example, I started recording a podcast episode but realised I was 20 minutes in and I hadn't hit record. I've had plans cancel on me. I've felt a bit questioning friendships and how do people feel about me, and just kind of feeling a bit inwards about it. What do people think? I would love to know in the comments, or get in touch at sidenotethepod@gmail.com. that was a quick whistle-stop chin wagger clock for you. I have got to round this off, quite frankly, because my camera has only got 2 minutes of recording storage left. So let's round it off pretty fucking quickly. Thank you so much for listening or watching. My email is sidenotethepod@gmail.com. If you'd like to reach out with a dilemma, a topic, a comment, feedback, whatever it is, please give me the tea. Like, I need it. Come on, let's have it. And if you want to follow us on socials, it's Side Note the Pod. We also are raising money at the moment for Solace Women's Aid to help tackle domestic abuse for women and girls. I do have a link where you can donate, and all donations directly go to Solace. So I'm going to put it in the episode description. I really, really appreciate any support that you're giving. New episodes come out every Wednesday, so let's be having you, and I'll be back next week, my loves. Right, lots of love. I'll see you all later. Bye.